It's almost over. A federal judge has approved the merger between Sprint and T-Mobile. Hi, I'm Chris with the Mobile Internet Resource Center, here to give you an update on the longest running soap opera in the mobile internet world, and that is the merger between Sprint and T-Mobile. Now, this has actually been flirted with and been semi in the works since 2013, 2014, and was officially announced as a planned merger in 2018. Here we are in 2020, and the deal still hasn't closed. There's been so many legal challenges and government approvals to get. The biggest one was the Department of Justice coming down in favor of the ruling of the merger last July 2019. But then 14 states lined up and filed a lawsuit to block the merger, saying it would be anti-competitive and it would lead to problems in the overall wireless industry. So that lawsuit has been dragging on. Closing arguments were in December, and now here February, the judge has ruled, and it turns out the judge is a big T-Mobile fan. He has come out strongly in favor of the two companies merging, has issued his ruling as of today, and that is a big hurdle. Does this mean it's done? Are these companies now going to become one at last? Not quite yet. There's still a few other rulings waiting to happen, but they are considered more formalities. There is California Public Utilities Commission still hasn't issued their final approval. There is a one federal antitrust judge that still has to sign off. But now that this big state lawsuit has been dismissed, as long as the states don't appeal, looks like we're on track for T-Mobile and Sprint to finally become Newt Mobile, or the new T-Mobile. And that might happen, they're now saying, as soon as April 1st. So, a little bigger context. We've talked about this many times in the past, but what does this mean for the mobile industry? Traditionally in the United States, there have been 4 cellular carriers, and they are only 4 that have the spectrum resources to do coverage nationwide and provide service nationwide. And because the spectrum is a limited resource, there's been no space for a 5th carrier to emerge, so it's been kind of stuck with those 4. There's been the 2 dominant giants, Verizon and AT&T, and then T-Mobile and Sprint were kind of the underdogs, the low cost, less coverage, less overall resources. Now with this merger, we'll have 3 giants, and they'll be really well matched to compete for 5G. T-Mobile is going to have a massive amount of spectrum that they get from Sprint, and these 3 companies will be well poised to battle it out for 5G, and almost certainly this will lead to faster, better, quicker 5G networks coming to market sooner, that competition on the high end. But there's a lot of legitimate concern that if these companies are fighting for the high end of the market, is there going to be less competition and less. Will prices rise up, and will there be less competition at the lower end of the market? And to balance out that fear, the Department of Justice is requiring T-Mobile to sell a bunch of spectrum and Sprint's Boost business, prepaid Boost business, to Dish Network, and then to help Dish Network become the new 4th carrier. So this is going to be a very long transition for Dish Network, but they've got the potential to become a big deal. They've actually got a 7-year roaming agreement to take advantage of Sprint and T-Mobile's network once this all goes through. So things will be shaking up and changing massively in the U.S. mobile market. We'll end up with 3 big players, a new little player with a runway to grow, and we'll have to see how will this in fact impact plans and speeds and service and coverage and prices. You know, T-Mobile is making really big claims that they'll be able to vastly increase speeds with the use of Sprint's network. They're going to bring out broadband service, residential style service, to compete with cable companies. Will they be bringing out those sort of plans for mobile users where you can have a residential service that would apply to an RV and travel with you? These are all questions that remain to be answered. We probably won't get a lot of solid answers and details until the actual final ink is dry on the merger and the companies become one, hopefully in April. So stay tuned for more news.
These videos are brought to you by our premium members, our mobile internet aficionados. They make it possible for us to track this news and create these videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, or better yet, consider becoming a member yourself.